All right, welcome back to Blackacre Ranch, guys. This is a second episode, same day. Started out with us trying to wrangle the buffalo and seeing if we could kind of do some sorting with primitive materials, and we didn't even get to the point of using materials, and we realized pretty quick that they kind of blow through everything and super flighty. So we're gonna use this day to get another project. We had a number of projects going on today, so stick with us to find out the next project, and it's to move the feed to a different spot. All right, guys, we have been using this 3/4 acre pasture behind us. This is where we have all the feed troughs. I was gonna call them food. Feed troughs, this is where we cube them. This is where we have all the rings of hay. All right, this right now has been connected to pasture 6. And this is where the buffalo have been. And this is where we've been milking the ground. It's just been barren, no water, all that jazz, whatever. We also have pasture 7, which is over there. And I want to have kind of more a feed spot that is combined with the other the other pastures. So this is also where all the handling facility will be built in the near future. So I need to get all of that hay and all of that feed trough out of there and put it somewhere else. And what I'm going to do is combine pasture 6 and 7, so that way we have a joint feed spot. Now this is the corner post from our actual current pasture 6. It comes down this line and then it splits and goes down around here, and we have this big area, and then it cuts across, and I don't know if it's maybe 300 feet over to the other fence. So what we're going to do is really go from this corner about in line with this fence and go all the way down to the other double H brace post. That post down there, and we're just going to do a line. We're going to put a gate right here so the animals can come in. This is where we're going to have their hay. This is where we're going to cube them when they're in pasture 6 and 7. If they're in 6, they enter through this gate. That gate stays closed. If they're in 7, this stays closed and that gate's open. So it's a joint feed spot. The reason is I want to make sure that the animals aren't wasting food. I don't want to buy more troughs than I need. But if they're in like pasture 6 for a week and pasture 7 for a week, I can make sure that their hay gets eaten as cleanly and as much as possible before they leave to the next one. So it's just trying to consolidate less materials, but also be more efficient with the feed. So this is what we're building today. Okay, boys are gonna go get some posts. Now, we've been using 10-foot posts, and I'm kind of tired of that. Now, this feed spot is right next to the pasture, okay? So I'm not gonna use 10-foot posts, which are gonna be a 6-foot high fence. If for some reason they were to jump this, they're right back in the pasture they have an open gate to, or they're right back in a pasture which is where they just came from. Like, I'm not gonna sweat it, okay? So height of fencing, you typically want like a 6-foot tall fence, okay? And that's especially true in like a handling tight working area. Outside of that, many people deal just fine with having a 50-inch high, 54-inch high fence, some barbed wire, a couple strands on top, woven, or even just electric 1 or 2 hots, okay? It's not that big a deal. Because this is right next to and feeds into just the pasture where they just have been or are, I'm not gonna build this one super high. I'm gonna build this a little bit lower, which means we can reuse some posts. So these are over here. They're these guys. This is what was pulled out of the bottom of pasture 6. And we're gonna stick these puppies back in the ground and give us about a 50-inch high fence. So that's what we're gonna reuse these to build ourselves. Probably it's only gonna be maybe a 5-strand barbed wire fence. And yeah, reuse some of this material so you don't have to keep wasting and buying a bunch of new stuff. So anyway, first job is to get this fence and figure out where these corner posts are gonna go. Now we're gonna make this 14 feet. Now I don't have a direct access into pasture 6 with a tractor. The only other ways I could get here was to go through the handling facility or come through the top of 7 and back through that gate over there. When this was originally built and the fence was done, I told the guy who was building the fence, put me a gate right there so that way I can enter right in. And he didn't. So I'm gonna put a gate right there. I'm gonna move some stuff around. So anyway, this is partly gonna be for a tractor. So we'll have a gate there and then have to come through and then a gate here and then I can get to 6. So I'm making this 14 wide instead of like a 12, which would have been fine, but I'm just gonna make sure I have extra room and that there isn't any issues. So this is gonna be a 14 wide and we're just gonna go directly on our way over there.
Oh, great.
32, darn it, that's pretty deep. All right.
Just how to get stuck, right?
I actually don't know how long these posts are. So I think Mari's gonna measure for us. All right, 7 feet 4, so if we're about 2.5, that'd be about 5-ish. 5 is 60 inches, perfect. I'm not gonna be 60.
Aw, you look so tall next to that pose.
Okay, level, Doc? All right. This might be the only thing we can use.
Yeah.
I could totally jump this fence.
What?
I could totally jump this fence. Hey.
All right, this post is actually pretty stout. Set the other one and then we're gonna run the barbed wire between them. We're gonna be running it to this post here because it saves me from having to do another corner post, okay? I've got 3 T-posts right here and I don't wanna have to do another post. Maybe wondering why in the world am I not using that other auger, right? I'm only doing 3 post holes and this has like no tree roots and the soil isn't bad, so it's easier just to put that in, do it, and be done instead of hooking up and getting everything set up with that. So there is still a use for some smaller things. You don't always have to have the big tractor stuff. All right, hold it. Up, 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 up.
Oh. It's almost like this side and it was all on the ground. Yeah, then they're rotting to the top.
Now we gotta get some barbed wire, drape it across here to get the other guy done as best we can. Well, the boys are coming back with the cross posts. These posts are gonna be the small ones we use for the pigs. Since we took that thing down, we're gonna use the posts for them and reuse that. And also we needed pins, so hopefully they got some brace pins. I set the other one and it was dead nuts, right? Just by eyesight. So let's see what your guys' eyesight says.
A girl and our father versus 2 teenage boys.
Good luck.
Nope. Just too short.
Up. That's it, just about there.
We didn't even spend that much time on it.
So?
All right, here we go.
Oh, we're not gonna. There you go. You see it?
See, that works.
I don't know that.
Level.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty good. Ours is better.
Pretty good.
That's level. That's not pretty good. It's in between the
Well,
lines.
forgive me, and the drill jumped the thing up like 5 times.
Yeah, that too.
Follow me.
Every 15, so 15, 30, 45. So we only have 6 T-posts that are 6 feet high. The cost of T-posts has escalated quickly. I want to use these 6-footers, and I thought we had more. We probably may. We may not. I don't know. We're going to kind of look to see if we have some more. Otherwise, we'll go pick up some more 6-footers at the time. We got to go get some staples. And then we'll go ahead and wrap this up today. My guess is we probably need another at least 6, but maybe 8 T-posts. So anyway, that's on the agenda.
Yep.
So I think it's just a single barb. Let me open it up. Oh, it's a screw top. Yeah, they're just single barb. Not preferred, but wow. But it's all they had. Okay guys, time to get this thing wrapped and get this barbed wire tightened. Both these H braces are done, and it's just a matter of doing this. Like I said, we're gonna go only 5 strands. So it's gonna be at 6 inches off the ground, 12 inches, and then 24, 36, and then we're gonna hit 50 instead of doing 48. So it'll put it pretty high up on the post, nothing bad. Now remember, this is why I'm telling you, there's no pressure here, okay? They're not gonna be just trying to flee out of here. We're not gonna try and sort them in here. We're not gonna try and do anything like that. This is just a barrier to kind of help them realize when we want them in that pasture, they don't go in here. That's all, it's just a barrier. So they respect it, as you saw in last episode, until you give them any ounce of thought that something's different, they're pretty chill. So we're gonna let them stay chill. So let's wrap this fence and get her done. So Sandra's pulling on this. A guy left a comment on one of our previous ones that after we tighten it, we should really get in the middle and try and stretch it. You know, it's a good idea, because after we tighten this, sometimes we keep finding that they loosen up over time. So Sandra's pulling it, he's gonna tighten it, and she's gonna stretch it again to try and get some of that initial slack out. Give it a good yank. That's good.
Really exaggerated. Okay, you've done it a couple times. Okay, you're probably pretty good.
You could have kept those bugs. You just need to leave them.
Now which one? You always get a pull so far out.
Right.
Sorry. I get it.
Okay, so it looks like
4 knobs.
Oh, I would have said 3 knobs. Above the third knob.
Above the third knob.
Yes.
And then
4.
above the 4th knob.
So 3, 4. What's the
3
next number?
and then 4. 5.
Did you count this guy?
3, 4, 5. 3, 4.
Wait. 6. 3, 4, 6. 3, 4, 6. Go do those.
Okay, 3, 4, 6. First one.
3, 4, 6. Alright. I don't know how to knot plier.
Yeah. That's fine.
No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep.
You've got a lot of slack left.
There you go. And now, done that. I got both. Since he doesn't like to fire, I fire. And I do a decently good job.
Then 8.
Yep, 8. So come. And daddies.
Mari's coming around doing daddies.
I'm done.
Finishing up the last of the barbed. And then it's just a matter, I think, Grant, you got all those stapled down at the other end? Yeah. You didn't staple them all, you left a little gap, right?
Mostly.
Yeah. We're gonna start filling this with the troughs and getting that aligned. So the fence is gonna be used as a feeder. I wanna be able to feed these guys at some point in the future without having to actually be driving through here and using gates. So I'm generally going to align all of those feeders maybe this direction as we go down, or I might just do them lengthwise all the way. I don't know, we're going to see how spacing is, because down here it gets kind of tight. It's only about 30, 40 feet here. Okay, so we're going to start getting these troughs together, and it's all about how we're going to space it. And so what we're going to do is just kind of have a kid step it off, kind of see some general spacing. This spacing works really well depth-wise and lengthwise. So when they're end to end, we just want to figure how much space there is. And then there's plenty of room for them to move between horizontals, lines of it. So I just want to get an idea of how much room there is here that we kind of like, so we know how we're going to space it back in there. 10-ish lengthwise, and then between them, I think you said what, 12-ish? 12-ish. So if that gives us about 6 paces either side, theoretically, we should be doing pretty good. And then now it's just time to get over there. Okay, so I have a general spot about where I think I want to put the trough, and I'm going to try and line them up more towards that side. So I'm going to have Chica pace it off for me when I get in position to drop it. I want to have as many as I can over against the outside, because the hay is going to go up on the front side.
Go. second one that we did, it's a little too much twisted. So I'm just going to go back and try and swing the right end back a little bit. And then otherwise I think they're looking pretty good.
that actually worked pretty well. We got all 6 in a line, and they're away from the gate down there pretty well. So we're gonna get this tested out. Not today, because we've already fed them their cubes, but we'll get it tested out. And the front side, we've got to figure out how to do some fence line feeders and get that going next. The hay, we still need to move that over and put a gate, but the hay was just given to him yesterday, so they haven't eaten enough of it, and I'm not moving it. So I'm trying to conserve as much hay as we can. So I'm gonna leave that hay over there. Once that's gone, we're gonna move it probably mid this coming week, put it in here and start feeding him out of this one as we work on the fence line feeders. So that's our plan. Seems like Achmed's just gonna inspect these one by one. It's interesting to see that, of course, the 2 bulls come in first, the Fro Bros and Achmed Bartok, and then everybody else is starting to come in. One of the cows actually had walked past it, and then Achmed came through, and now she's coming through. But time for inspection, see how good we did. So I guess Chica was poking some of these cubes would get stuck in the holes for the drain ports, and I guess that's where they're coming from. But this does not have as much depth of room as that other 3/4 acres is. I don't know how much this is. It may be like a 1/4 acre, a little over, but. All right, guys, I think we're just gonna let them enjoy wandering around, checking it out, looking over things, and seeing how well of work we did. This was good. We were able to get about a couple 100 feet of line run in one day. We got things posted, drilled, T-posts in, wire ran, moved things over. So hey, that's good, right? It seems like sometimes fencing takes forever. So we appreciate you joining along with us, seeing the fun adventures that we're having. Some are more fun than others, but we're gonna look to finish this up here in the near future, hopefully. And you know, you never know, right? It's always just a lot to do. But we have gates to put in, and the 2.5 acres, we have the gates to put in there. So it's coming along. We're just trying to keep ourselves busy and looking for ways to make things a little bit more efficient and save some money on the ranch. So talk to you guys next time. Remember to like and subscribe. See you later. Bye.